What's going on, guys? Arlo and I are back once again to give you another Rocky movie review. And tonight we're going to review Rocky 4. Now, Rocky 4 is known as the most financially successful Rocky of the franchise. And we get Sylvester Stallone coming back as Rocky, who came back to write and direct the film. Talia Shire as Adrian comes back. Ivan Drago is played by Dolph Lundgren. Carl Weathers comes back as Apollo Creed. Burt Young comes back once again as Paulie. Brigitte Nielsen, Sylvester Stallone's wife at the time, is Ivan Drago's wife, who, man, oh man, oh man, back in the 80s was fine as fuck. And so the movie is basically about, now the one thing about Rocky 3 and Rocky 4, you can definitely tell Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 definitely has it's become more about entertainment, while Rocky 1 and 2 is about grittiness and everything, and it was more acting driven. You could definitely tell Rocky 3 and 4 is definitely went more of the entertainment route, but they're still great movies. We just reviewed Rocky 3, which is my favorite Rocky. And so the movie basically about Ivan Drago, a fighter from the Soviet Union, is entered America and wants to initially fight Rocky. Now there's some tragedy that happens along the way, but it ultimately becomes Rocky versus Ivan Drago, basically boxing's way of USA versus Russia. I know the plot itself sounds corny as fuck, but it's still a pretty good movie. Damn good movie, not pretty good. And also, I kind of want to get this out the way. I want to say fuck the Razzies, by the way. You see, Arlo and I, we just looked up that the Razzies, which are most known for giving their awards to quote unquote worst actors and actresses in films, they hate Sylvester Stallone. They hate him. And why do I say that? Because in almost every movie that he's ever been in, they've nominated him for worst actor. That's including Rocky 4 and Rocky 4 and Rambo 2, which I think came out in the same year. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
I think so.
Yeah, it came out in the same year. So, fuck the Razzies. Oh, I'm sick of time people make fun of Sylvester Stallone's accent. Okay, yes. Again, he was kind of born with his mouth kind of paralyzed. With part of his mouth kind of paralyzed. If you look past that, okay, Sylvester Stallone is a great actor. Rocky 1, when he's kind of like, remember Rocky 1 when when he's like freaking out, he's not screaming at Mickey, but he's having like a freak out when Mickey's like leaving his apartment and stuff. Apparently, I looked this up. All that was improvised.
With what?
Remember when Mickey came over to Rocky's house?
You're freaking apart? That was one of the best parts of the movie.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I said that was one of the best parts of the movie.
Right. Sylvester Stallone improvised that, apparently. All that was on top of the dome. So this whole notion that Sylvester Stallone is a shitty actor, granted, he's not made the best decisions in his movie making, and he's not great in every film, but when he puts his heart and soul into it, he's very convincing. So fuck the Razzies. Fuck off, you fucking dicks. But yeah. So, again, Arlo, your thoughts heading into Rocky 4 after the very entertaining Rocky 3. Arlo.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know that was going to be my favorite when I first watched it, but damn, this shit caught me really quickly. We'll get to it, but yeah, I mean, I'm basically saying the same thing. Like after each movie, I'm just looking to watch the next and the next even more. And that is correct for after this one too. So we'll get to that next week though.
110% agree. So let's get on with the review. Um, so we get another recap of Rocky 3 when he defeats Clubber Lang, which my personal opinion, Rocky's best performance and actually using his head for once. And I kind of love the shot how, it's the American flag fight glove going crash against the Soviet Union glove, which right there, I can kind of tell this movie has a certain agenda to it, which I'm not the biggest fan of because I'm like, USA versus Russia. I know this was during the time of the Cold War and stuff, but do we really kind of have to push this agenda right now? Like, really? But I was like, probably whatever. So we get the recap of Sylvester Stallone defeating Clubber Lang, Apollo, and Rocky in the ring about to fight. So for the opening scene, we see Rocky, driving up to his house, running into his son. And, it's kind of a funny part where he's kind of like, we see Sylvester Stallone, Rock talk to his son who was filming him with his brand new camera. Like, don't you think that may be a little bright, just a little bit? And then Rocky's Jr. goes like, who gave you that hat? Oh, a friend gave it to me. How'd you get the black eye? Same friend. So I guess he was just coming back from that, I guess he was probably just coming back from, them sparring. So it's Paulie's birthday. And by the way, you can definitely tell that this movie was made in the 80s. In the mid-80s especially. Paulie's kind of bummed out because Rocky was late and everything. And, he's like, like we waited. We waited as long as it's going to be my next birthday and everything. He's like, bring in the cake. Like I'm hungry and stuff. And then, they gave Paulie a cake. And then Paulie goes, well, that's a good looking guy. And it said, Rocky Jr.'s like, you're going to love your present. Where is it? He's like, let me set the mood. I got to turn the lights down. Watch this. And then you can definitely tell Rocky's making money. Rocky goes, I'm so excited. I'm starting to sweat. I feel like I'm getting ready to get into a big fight or something. And then this big-ass robot, coming in with this 80s generic music playing. And you hear it goes, happy birthday, Paulie. And I love Paulie's face when he's watching this robot roll up. He has like the what the fuck look on his face is priceless. And then he goes, what the hell is this? It's your present. No, I wanted a sports car for my birthday, not a walking trash can. And he's like, oh, come on. He looks
He called it a trash can.
a trash can. Yes, and
You kill me.
And he says, this is extremely psycho. And then Rocky goes, you have no friends, so we thought you'd like it. And then I'm like, Rocky throwing shade, goddamn. And then, so pretend that you're happy, okay, we'll keep you company. And then he shows him the cake, and she's like, that's a great looking guy. And then the robot goes, please make a wish. Then Paul goes, that is creepy. That shit, it talks, that thing. And Right goes, creepy. Come on, I wish I had one of these things when I was growing up. And then like, go on, make a wish. I wish I wasn't in this nightmare. Very classy. What do you think? Very good, huh? And then they go to blow out the candle, and Rocky's son sprays whipped cream on his face. And then Paulie goes, he drowned me. And then the robot goes, oh, don't worry. I'll clean it up for you, Paulie. And then we get to Rocky and Adrian on their bed, of course. Adrian's still looking pretty good, by the way. Like, I don't know what the fuck got into Adrian, but I'm like, God damn, she's gotten pretty fine lately. And then Rocky wants to celebrate, being married to Adrian. It's getting close to 9 years. And it has like a cake of, Rocky and Adrian on a cake and everything. And Rocky gives her, I think he gives her like a necklace, wasn't it?
It was like a snake watch.
A watch, yeah. And then again, just establishing Rocky and Adrian, basically saying what they've been up to. They're still very happy. Paulie's still Paulie. Like, again, things are just going great for the Balboas right now. And once again, I always want to be happy for them. And then we get introduced to Ivan Drago. Who's 6'5", 261 pounds, the Siberian Bull. He's being introduced, by his manager, and he's with his wife, Brigitte Nielsen, who was an Olympic swimmer. So there's some athletes, so that's good to know. And basically promoting Drago to be the next big thing and everything. He wants to initially fight. Apollo, and Apollo takes offense to this. Motivated by patriotism, and he feels like he wants to prove himself again. No, he does not like seeing Drago, in his country whatsoever. And then we get to this, and then we learn that Drago is not a normal fighter. Where they have this little demonstration thing where Drago, he's around all Drago's definitely getting some top notch training. And then we get a demonstration to his punching power. And then he punches this bag, and his Drago, his punch averages 1,850 pounds. So when I first saw that, I was like, this motherfucker's on steroids. Clearly, he's on steroids. A punch that's averaging, on 1,000 pounds, that is ungodly. And that's when, his handler goes, whatever he hits, he destroys. And then, of course, the media addressed Drago about that he's on steroids, and then, his wife, goes, he's just like Popeye. He eats his spinach every day, and then we see that Apollo talking to Rocky, says he knows he can beat him, and of course, Adrian is against this, and then all of a sudden, in the middle when Apollo's talking, we hear this music playing, and then we see this fucking robot again. And I love Apollo's reaction. He goes, what the hell is that? And then Apollo goes, that's my girl. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the robot is giving him a beer, and he goes, "Thanks, honey. You're welcome. That's a very nice song. It's my favorite. You're the greatest. See you, sport. See you." And I'm like, what the fuck? He was creeped out by the fucking thing. Now oh gosh, Paulie, dude, you need to be Rocky. Oh fuck, Paulie's dead. He's lonely as fuck. And then Apollo goes, "Paulie, how'd you make it talk like that?" No, Rocky asks him, "Hey, Paulie, who taught it to talk like that?" And Paulie goes, "She loves me." Then I love how Rocky goes, "Oh." And then the fucking robot is walking into this love. So like, "You stepped out of the night." And then Apollo's just like dumbfounded. He doesn't know what to say. I'm like, what the fuck? And then again, he doesn't want Drago coming in with all that hype and everything, and then of course Adrian's against it because she really cares about Apollo, she cares about Rocky, and everything. So Apollo has some motivation. So Arlo, character development right now, and Drago initially wants to fight Rocky, but Apollo wants to step in. So looks like we got a new villain on our hands here. So Arlo, your thoughts?
James.
Arlo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you
Your
stop?
thoughts.
Sorry, where did you stop?
I stopped on Apollo talking to Rocky about wanting to fight Drago.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, the beginning, we just get a recap, like we always do. And then we just see him being sure of Mr. T, Lover Lang, and the rematch and stuff. The third fight, basically. Paulie's birthday, he gets a fucking rub. Like, why'd you give me a trash can? That shit was really funny to me. And then him being all sentimental and stuff, Rocky, and getting on Snake Watch and shit. And then Apollo, like, "Oh shit, you gotta go. I want to fight this one guy one time." I'm like, "Alright." And he calls Rocky, and he's like, "Well, I need to fight him and stuff." And then we see Drago punches that shit. Like, yeah, like you were saying, James, he obviously on some kind of juice, or growth hormones or something. And then we see him them discussing his career. Everybody's against it except him, and Paulie's just drinking beer that his robot got him. So basically, that's all that really happens. But I really don't want to get to that.
Please don't, because that shit was disturbing, man.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about. I really don't want to get to Apollo's death part of that shit.
Oh, I know that shit sucks, man.
That shit bummed me out.
Well,
yeah, that was all that happened so far. But yeah.
So let me get to the scene where by the way, great job by both Sylvester Stallone and Carl Weathers in this scene. They're watching.
Oh, hey James, have you seen my profile picture?
Your profile picture.
Look at the screen.
It's still the "Ooh, kill him" picture.
For you? Oh, on the video it's different.
Well, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I think you'll enjoy it, but you know what it's going to be from though.
Okay, well.
Have you seen it?
No, wait.
Alright.
No.
Click on it right now.
So
Click on it right now.
we get to.
It's only gonna take a second.
Oh, bro, come on, don't do that to me.
Well, we're about to get to that. We're about to get to that scene where.
That scene. Oh my God! No, okay. By the way, Paulie was he killed me in that scene. But Arlo, you asshole. But so
that shit was so funny. Look at that scene, but that shit was so funny.
I cannot look at the screen. I have to get off the archive. Okay, all right. So okay. So for the next scene, we see Rocky and Apollo looking at film of their second fight. You know, and then, you know, and, you know, basically it's Rocky, you know, overall gist is Rocky's trying to tell Apollo that, you know, they got to understand that, you know, we're getting older, you know, we're not who we used to be. I mean, you look at us, Apollo, look at us up there. You know, I mean, we're not that anymore. We can't do what we used to do in our younger days. And it's important for us, you know, to change and adapt. And Apollo goes, you know, no, I don't want to change. You know, I like who I am. Well, I like who you are too. But like I just say, he says, I mean, look at us. I mean, we're not that anymore. You know, and I love, you know, he says, you know, we're changing. We're turning into regular people. And I love what Carl Weathers says. You know, he says, no, maybe you're changing. Well, you can't change who you really are. You can forget all this money and stuff because it don't cost a thing. You and me, we don't even have a choice. We're born with that killer instinct that you can't just turn off and on like some radio. We have to be right in the middle of the action because we're warriors. And without some challenge, some damn war to fight, then the warrior may as well be dead, Stallion. So I'm asking you, as my friend, stand by my side as one last time. Just great scene by Carl Weathers and Sylvester Stallone there. You know, and you know, and then Rocky goes, "You're a great talker, Apollo. All right, but when this is over," and then Rocky goes, "You know me, Stallion. I always think of something else." And then Rocky goes, "That's what I'm afraid of." And so great scene by Rocky and Apollo. And then we get to the fight press conference. And you know Apollo likes to talk people into the building. And then he says, I'm gonna teach this big fella I'm gonna teach you how to box, American style. You know, and he said, "Do you think Drago's a little inexperienced to be in the same ring with you?" And then Paulie goes, "Well, you know, some folks got to learn the hard way." You know, and then, you know, Paul's kind of like, you know, Drago's kind of looking at him like, you know, he's not really saying anything. And then Paul goes, "No, I'm not quick. I'm not angry with him. I just want to show the whole world that Russia don't have all the best athletes." And then, "Hey, Rocky, how do you think Apollo should fight Drago?" And then Rocky goes, "Well, firstly, I think you should give Paul a ladder and everything." You know, just, you know, they're kind of, you know, taking up Drago as a joke. And you can tell this kind of, you know, rubs Drago's team the wrong way. They ask Drago a question, he doesn't answer. And Apollo's talking shit like, you know, the man's tongue didn't come through customs. And his wife is speaking for him, you know, about, you know, he's happy throughout this opportunity. You know, that, you know, Apollo Creed is well respected. And she's basically predicting victory. And then Apollo's like, "No, you don't think this dude could whoop me?" "Well, he didn't come here to lose." And Apollo's like, "He is gonna lose and everything." "How can you be so sure?" because I've been with the best. I beat the best. I retired more men than Social Security. Like Apollo's definitely he's definitely on his game right now. This is the Apollo I kind of missed in Rocky 3. You know, the shit talking Apollo. You know, and then his handlers telling Apollo that you have no idea who you're getting in the ring with whatsoever. Is that a fact? Yes. It could be a very painful one. Is that you put that heavy bag with eyeballs in the ring, man, you'll see pain. And they're going back and forth, and you know, and you can tell Apollo is purposely trying to, you know, add, you know, start shit basically. You know, and then they gotta get in the ring, and then Apollo and Drago kind of pushes Apollo and everything. And then, you know, Apollo go, we'll see this in the ring. We'll see this in the ring, you know, and everything. And your history, chump, your history. And then he kind of goes to Rod, goes, how did I do? And then Rod goes, a little loud for me, but good. Yeah, very good. Everything. And then you see Drago just take Apollo's poster, just slams it down and everything. You tell, you know, you can tell he's fired up about the fight. And then, you know, everybody's coming in for the fight, you know, age versus youth, as they say. I'm definitely kind of interested to see what this Ivan Drago guy has, you know, what he can bring to the table. And you know, and then you know, Drago, you know, not Drago, fucking Apollo basically getting ready for the fight. And then he says, you know, he's like, how do you, you know, I forgot what he said. He says here, you ready to get your equipment? No, now you look like a mummy. I feel like a mummy. How does it feel? Feels great. I feel like I could eat nails. I never tried them snails. What are you talking about? Snails, I never had them. I see them in the garden, but I never eat them, you know. No, I said I said nails. Nails, stallion. But it's like, again, you know, reminding us that Rocky, you know, was not bright. You know, and then he says, you know, Apollo, are you sure you want to do this, man? I mean, you haven't really been in the ring in 5 years, and you know, Apollo's like, what are you talking about? I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm stronger. I'm quicker. Like, you know, and then Rocky says, I mean, if it was me, I would kind of postpone the fight and everything. I mean, we don't really know anything about this guy you're fighting against. And he says, and you know, and he says, I mean, you gotta understand, Apollo, this is an exhibition fight. This don't mean anything. And Apollo goes, this is not just an exhibition fight. They don't, you know, this is us against them. What are you talking about? Come on, Stallion. And everything. And maybe you don't know what I'm talking about now, but you will when it's over. And believe me, you will when it's over. So I was like, oh, when he said that, I'm like, oh no. So far this has been Carlo's best acting in these Rocky films, which scares the shit out of me. So then we see Drago getting ready for the fight, and then we see, you know, Drago's wife, you know, going up to Apollo's wife, saying, "Good luck. I hope we can be friends." I hope so, Apollo's wife says. And then Drago's wife goes, "Of course, they're sportsmen, not soldiers. Enjoy the fight," and everything. You know, and I wasn't the biggest fan of, I mean, again, this is definitely Apollo showing how, you know, flashy, he's a showman and everything. He comes out to James Brown, Living in America stuff. And the look on Drago's face throughout his face is priceless. I mean, when he sees like the women and the lights and stuff and Apollo coming, he looked so confused. It was funny as fuck. But then Apollo coming with the hat and stuff, and then I'm like, I could have done without this, but it's whatever. And then we get to the fight, they get to the introduction of Apollo saying, I want you, and everything. Then the boxer tells him, the rules. Drago's stone-faced, and then, Apollo's making this into a show. It's like, all right, it's time to go to school, son. Go on, get your hand up. Do you need an interpreter? It's time to go to school. They try to slap Drago's fist down, but then his fist is just like stone. And then Drago goes, you will lose. And everything. And then it kind of spooks Apollo a little bit. And then he's like, it's showtime. It's showtime. And he's really putting on a show. And then Apollo goes and he's like, I'll be back in a minute. Then he goes to the fight. Now, before I get into the fight, Arlo, your thoughts on everything leading up to the fight. I don't know about you, but I'm a little nervous. What about you?
I was watching it the first time. No, I wasn't. I'm like, all right. I mean, probably gonna have him lose, and I'll be that, but I'll be fine. And well, let's go back a little bit to when they're watching the fight between them two, and then Carl Weathers is making an epic monologue, talking about how great they were and stuff. But yeah, it was
really are.
Yeah, I don't want to change. I like who I am and stuff, but. And then like the whole press conference and stuff, that was really entertaining. That's one thing with these Rocky movies. These fucking press conferences are entertaining as fuck. Especially with Apollo Creed and his humor and stuff. And then the Rocky and Apollo's banter before the fight and stuff. It was pretty good, and he was caring for him and stuff like that. But it was cool to see. And then after like the two wives talking, and then she was like, oh yeah, we hope we can be friends. Like you said, like they're sportsmen, not soldiers and stuff. So that was cool. And then the whole like entrance, that shit was fucking awesome. I don't care what anybody says. You can say over the top, they can say unnecessary, but that shit was cool as fuck. They got James Brown in here. They got Apollo Creed just dancing and shit. That shit was entertaining as a motherfucker.
Drago's
face in America. Shit was dope.
Drago's face was just priceless.
Like that's crazy to look. We went from they didn't even want him to be in the movie to James Brown performing in the movie in the matter of like 9 years. It's pretty crazy to think. Yeah, and then he made his great entrance on top of like what was it, a bull?
Yeah, a bull. Yeah.
Yeah, a bull. And then he started dancing. That shit was pretty cool.
WrestleMania entrance.
What?
A WrestleMania style entrance.
Yeah. And there's a lot better music.
That is true.
It's actually a song. And then the whole banter before between the two before the fight even starts, that was pretty cool. And trash talking before, it's good. And then like, you will lose and stuff, and that's it. And like, well, let's see this exhibition.
That's what I thought.
His
I
exhibition.
mean, something about Drago just because like you said, we don't know anything about him. At least with Clubber Lang, we knew what he was about.
Yeah.
With Apollo, we knew what he was about. We never saw Drago fight. So
Yeah.
so I definitely agree with Rocky here. I would kind of listen to Rocky a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it depends on the situation, but
yeah. We'll get to this. Just get it over the way. I don't
like it either. Even to this day, I still don't like it. But so here we go. So first round, they'll get two left hands by Creed. Drago's just basically eating them. Apollo sticking and moving and everything. Apollo looking pretty good. Then all of a sudden, Drago goes on the offense. Hits him with a very strong right hand. And god damn it, when he hit him with that right hand, it was over immediately. So a punishing right. Duke is telling, Rocky's telling him get out of there. Drago had him on the ropes, tying, and then Apollo ties him up. No, Drago tying him up. Literally threw Creed across the ring. Then Drago with the uppercut, Drago hitting him with right hand. Creed against the ropes, like, bruh, fucked Apollo up. And I'm sitting here like, God damn, that escalated quickly. And then even Tony Duke is, telling like, what are y'all doing? This is supposed to be an exhibition and stuff. And Paul's bleeding all over the place. Ivan Drago is no joke. And then, of course, Rocky's telling him, I got to stop this fight. Getting killed out there. And Apollo being prideful, like, you're not stopping this fight. You're not stopping this fight and everything. Like, you won't stop this fight, no matter what. And then he goes, no matter what.
It's for you.
And so Rocky wants to, grant Rocky's wishes. He goes, sure, Apollo. So Apollo comes out round 2. Drago throws a hard right hand to the jaw, another right to the head, just demolishing Apollo. And I'm sitting here screaming like, why doesn't the ref do something? I mean, goddamn, like, stop the fucking fight, like, he can't go anymore. Like, this is the worst ref ever. And even fucking Drago was holding him up into the ropes. I'm like, that's illegal. That shit's illegal. And then everybody's like screaming and everything. Apollo's wife screaming. I think Rocky's wife is screaming and everything. And Tony Duke is screaming, throw the towel! Throw the damn towel! And everything. And then you hear Apollo going, no! No! And then Drago hits him with another left hook. And then we see Apollo slowly fall down. Head first. Which that alone, head first. So, Creed's down. Rocky's screaming. Somebody get an ambulance. Apollo's out cold. And, here, Apollo saying, like, I cannot be defeated. No, I defeat old man and everything. And then we get the the classic, if he dies, he dies. And then Apollo is basically lifeless in Rocky's arms. Yeah, I agree. And Rocky is looking up at Drago. Drago's looking down at Rocky. Then we get to Rocky's Apollo's funeral. So Apollo's dead. Now Mickey dying was hard enough. Now when Apollo died, I'm like, really? Did they really have to kill Apollo? So Rocky's in another funeral. He speaks at the funeral. I'll never forget you, Apollo. And it basically becomes a revenge story. Rocky wants to fight Drago for the Rocky wants to fight Drago for the honor of Apollo. So it becomes a revenge story, which is interesting. And by the way, I'm already behind Rocky. I'm like, knock this fucking bum out. I hated Drago. I hated him. You know, and I think Rocky, didn't they say that Rocky had to give up his title? Because let me see, I'm gonna look at my notes. Yeah, like the boxing commission. Yeah, the boxing commission. Then they didn't sanction this fight, and Rocky gave up the title. Yes, he gave up the title to fight Drago. Yes. So Rocky doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck about the belt. He doesn't give a fuck about anything. Rocky, he wants revenge. And then I kind of like how the national media is covering this. How the public is outraged at Drago, about how Drago's wife fears for Drago's life and everything. And then Rocky gave up the belt. He says, and I kind of like how fucking Arlo's face. The reason why Paul gave that look. First off, they asked Rocky how much is he making for this fight. The Rocky goes, no money. This is not about the money. And that's what Paulie's face. That's what Paulie made that face.
Like, no money, what?
Which in reality, that's bullshit. That is total bullshit. That a fighter's not gonna take money off this. But it's not about the money. And then Paulo made that face like no money, And he says, has the fight been set yet? And Rocky says, on Christmas, December 25th. Why Christmas? That's what I was told. And the woman asked Rocky, where is it going to be at? And Rocky said it's going to be in Russia. Then Paulie goes, are you nuts? And they want to fight in Russia because she's scared for her husband's life. About how that threats of violence, calling him a killer. He's a professional fighter. He's not a killer. Then she starts talking shit about the country. You have this belief that you're better than us. That you are so very good, and we're so very bad. You are so fair. We are so very cruel. And everything about propaganda and everything. And and then calling the American government violent. And Paulie goes, violent? We don't keep our people behind a wall with machine guns. Like, who are you? And Paulie goes, who am I? I'm the unsilent majority, big mouth. I know that Paulie always has some smart shit to say in press conferences. He always has something to say. You know, and then we get the press conference, you know, and says you're going to learn how pathetic and weak your society has become. We go. You know, we go. You know, and now and the media is bum rushing. You know, Adrian about the fight in Russia, and you know, Adrian has no clue about this. You know, I'm not going to Russia. I don't know what you're talking about, and everything. So, yeah, Rocky's about to fight Drago in enemy territory here, and clearly this movie is pushing a certain agenda. Clearly it is, but it's still fun, and I'm fucking bummed. I'm still bummed. I was bummed with Mickey dying, but Apollo dying just really hurts. I don't know why, but it does. So, all your thoughts.
Fuck, I really don't want to talk about this.
I know, but it had to happen.
So the fight happened. He got his ass kicked and died. What really put you in my state where I was at? I was watching these in a row, all these in the same time. So little by little, I was like, oh, this guy's really good. He's a good actor. He has great monologues. He's captivating. He's entertaining. He's engaging. He's everything you want an actor to be. And then they make the bright decision, let's kill off Apollo Creed. Why? Why in any light would you want to kill one of the greatest characters of your movie franchise? Without Rocky, he's my favorite character of this entire series. I don't know what James is, but he's my favorite character. If there is no there's no Apollo Creed, there is no Rocky. It made no sense to me. And at the time, it made sense to Sylvester Stallone, but even he came out and said it was the wrong thing to do, and they shouldn't have killed him off because they just killed off Mickey and stuff. They should have just, if they really wanted to do something, they should have had him be in a coma or something. If they wanted him just to like not be in the movie for a little bit, because at least if he's in a coma, he could come back to life like whenever. At the end of the movie, at the end of the 6th movie, and then the 5th. So he could have been in a coma for 30 years with that logic. So they didn't have to kill him. It's like it made no sense to me at all. I really hated that, and at the time when I was watching it, I'm like, fuck. It was still so hard to get over it because, yeah, I know it's a movie and all that stuff, but it's like something that captivated you, an entire franchise, and one of the best characters and my favorite character died. So took a little steam out the entire franchise with that. The press conference, yeah, that Paulie's face, that was entertaining as well. It's like, no money. It's like, what the fuck did you just say? What do you mean no money? I don't know if they had thought about like the 5th movie franchise at that time, but yeah, that, especially when you went like broke and stuff. So, but yeah, that was really funny. Yeah, Paulie's outrageous at like press conferences are always entertaining. for not the belt and all that stuff. Christmas. Yeah, it was all sad and stuff. And then we're getting to I don't know, this part where he goes for the drive and stuff. James is about to get to and stuff.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
amazing. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. So Paulie's face. Oh my gosh, Paulie's face is just priceless. No money, that face.
When you look, that face is when you look in your bank account and this is $0.00. That's that face. No, when you take a girl home from the club and it looked like she got double D's, but she got A's.
Where she says I'm pregnant. Where she says I'm pregnant and it's yours. Oh my gosh.
When Adrian goes out with one of Apollo's black friends.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. We gotta continue. We'll do it all day. So. Oh my gosh. So. Oh god. So then we get to another great scene, by Talia Shire and Rocky. Rocky's coming in and they're talking about the fight and everything. He's saying, like, why are you doing this? And Rocky feels it's something that he feels he has to do. And Rocky said he has to. He said, I'm going to have to leave. They're going to let me train in Russia. And he said, I just want to isolate myself. I just don't want to go I just want to go someplace where I'm just going to think about nothing except him and everything. And she says, like, Rocky, please don't do this and everything. Do you want to lose everything? And then Rocky goes, Adrian, this isn't everything. This house, the cars, and all the stuff we got, this ain't everything. There's a lot more than this, Adrian. And he says, like, why can't you change your thinking? Everybody else does. And Rocky goes, because I'm a fighter. That's the way I'm made, Adrian. That's what you married. And again, like Apollo, like he says, we can't change who we are. He's basically repeating Apollo's words. And then it even gets to a point where even Adrian doubts Rocky. Where she says, it's suicide going against him. Have you read the papers and everything? You know how strong he is? You can't win.
You can't win, Rocky.
She says, you can't win. And I'm like, wow. In these movies, Adrian has always been the one. That would basically, Adrian would be the only motivation that Rocky would need. She always stood behind Rocky, but even in this case, she doesn't believe Rocky can do it. So when she said you can't win, I'm like, fuck. And then Rocky looks at Adrian and goes, he's going to have to kill me to beat me. And to kill me, he's going to have the heart to stand in front of me. And to do that, he's got to be willing to die himself. And I don't know if he's ready to do that. I don't know. Just another great scene from Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, and when she said you can't win, that fucked me up because I'm like, wow. And this Rocky film definitely has a lot of montages. You know, again, this is in smack dab in the middle of the 80s where montages was a must in movies. And then we get No Easy Way Out by Robert Tepper. You know, while Rocky is driving, you know, and he's reminiscing on his life, on his past. You know, a recap of his days when he was just a club fighter, first fighting Apollo, his memories with Mickey, you know, him and Adrian, like all this stuff that he's thinking about that he may lose when this is all said and done. So, it was a very, very well done montage, I will say.
That shit was great. When basically throughout all the movies.
Yes, everything that's happened in these movies.
Yeah. It was great. That No Easy Way Out playing in the background.
Classic, definitely a classic scene. And then, of course, you know, we see, you know, Paulie, Paulie and everybody getting, you know, packed up for the fight. You know, and then the robots ask her, "Hey, Paulie, did you pack your toothbrush? You know, you know, everything, you know, like I've told you once, I've told you and everything." And then Paulie's looking at the robot, "Hey, stop busting my chops, okay?" And then she goes, "Oh, Paulie." And I'm like, "God damn it, Paulie. You're this fucking robot." You know, and he's talking with his son, Rocky's son, potentially for the last time, you know. And she's trying, you know, talking to his son and everything, and then they basically, you know, they pray and everything, and he kisses his son goodbye and goes, "Good luck." And then another great song by Burning Heart by Survivor plays, and he's flying into Russia and everything. Very beautifully shot, I will say. And then Rocky's basically living in this, you know, Duke, you know, Tony Apollo's trainer is helping him train. And of course, Paulie always complains. He doesn't like it. You know, there's no TV or anything. You know, like, what about the Rose Bowl? What about room service? I hope they got comics here. What a depressing vacation. And then he falls in the snow and everything. He goes, "God damn!" You know, Paulie's a fucking character, man. So, and then we get to a scene with Duke and Sylvester Stallone. You know, and he gives him like a pep talk about Apollo was like my son. I raised him, and when he died, a part of me died too. But now you're the one. You're the one's got to keep his spirit alive, and you're gonna make sure he didn't die for anything. Now you're gonna have to go through hell, worse than any nightmare that you ever dreamed of. But in the end, you'll be the one standing. And then Rocky goes, "I'll try." And then, you know, he says, "You know what you got to do, so do it." And then he goes, "Thanks, Duke." So Arlo, Rocky's in Russia. But for the first time in his life, Adrian does not believe in him, but he's still saying, "Fuck it." And yeah, we're for a head-on collision. Your thoughts?
Yeah, like you're saying, you really outlined that. This scene where he's like on the stairs and she's like like on the second level, and you can't beat him. And yeah, that was an amazing scene. Like, there's a lot of scenes, but especially in this movie, there was like a lot of iconic scenes, like the montage, and then the montages. That's the stairs scene, him dying. We'll get to the other ones too, but and yeah, that was pretty damn great. And then him going to Russia and stuff, and then Paulie's naps and stuff were funny. It's like, hey, this is Russia. It's not that tough. Like, well, there's snow everywhere and no paved roads. But yeah, him falling in the snow, that was really funny. But yeah, there wasn't any nothing really was happening. Just get into Russia and some Paulie's antics. Yeah, but the scene with Duke and Rocky, that was some serious shit. Like, all right, we're gonna see some amazing training sequences.
And Arlo, you've always did say that you always thought that Duke was the most underappreciated character in the series.
100%. 100%.
I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, like, people are like, oh, Rocky, Apollo, Paulie, Adrian, Mickey, but nobody ever says anything about Duke. I think he's really good.
Well, and I kind of like how Rocky, basically has Drago, on a mirror and everything. You can tell that Rocky, is focused. He wants this. He's doing it for Apollo. Then we get to the first training montage. And I love how they show the differences, how these two train.
Yep.
Like we see Rocky who's jogging, he's dealing, he's, training like in the woods, in the outdoors and everything. He's chopping up wood and everything, and where Drago, he's got the, he's got the, equipment, top-notch training. He's got the machines. We see him running around. We see him running. And I really love the music. Bill Conti, he does the theme song, but Vince DiCola does the score. And I'm sorry, this is my favorite score to a Rocky film. Like, this score that Vince DiCola created for Rocky IV, quite by one of the greatest workout music of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the song that plays here during the first training montage. I really love the music. Like, we see Rocky like running up a hill, running across the river and everything. And then we see Drago running around a track. I really love how they show the differences. Like, they weren't kidding when they say, he's perfectly trained. And Rocky's like deep in the snow, carrying a log on his back and everything. And then Rocky comes back. And then guess who's waiting for him? Adrian. And Adrian admits, I couldn't stay away anymore. I missed you. And Rocky goes, I missed you. And then Adrian goes, I'm with you. No matter what. Rocky goes, no matter what? No matter what. And they hug and embrace. And I'm like, there you go. Again, that's all Rocky needs right there. And then we get to quite possibly the greatest training montage in Rocky history.
Ever. What?
Ever. I totally agree. And of course, Hearts on Fire plays by John McCafferty.
That's in my workout playlist.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you gotta play it. We see Rocky, we see Rocky doing the jump rope, and Rocky doing sit-ups and everything, and again showing the differences how Drago and Rocky train, and do we have then there was a point where or Rocky was on his back where he had to pull himself, pull his lower body up and keep it in a certain position and just bring it down and stuff, and you see Tony Duke going no pain, no pain, no pain. And then of course you see Adrian looking at Rocky like, I'm so gonna fuck the shit out of him when this fight's over. I swear Adrian always had that look in her eyes like I'm definitely moist right now. And then we see Rocky jogging, and then we see Drago on the oh fuck, what's that thing called? What's that? It's in my tongue. Those machines where you run.
Treadmill?
Treadmills, yeah, treadmills. I couldn't think of the word for some reason. So he was on the treadmill, and there was a point where they're kind of they keep raising the treadmill, make it seem like he's going up a steep hill and fucking putting it god damn, it was they just kept raising it and raising it and raising it. So I'm like, what do you expect? The fuck? And then, of course, throughout the duration of the training, we see Drago being injected with steroids, which I was kind of like, no shit.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, Rocky was doing that too.
Oh, Rocky! Oh, well, Sylvester Stallone was, yeah. Sylvester Stallone was definitely juicing during this time.
Good for him.
I mean, there's nothing really wrong with that, but
I mean, he ain't hurt anybody else. So.
He's not hurting. Yeah, he ain't hurting anybody.
Yeah.
Then we get that classic moment where Rocky says "fuck this" because people are watching over him when he's training. He's like, "Man, fuck you guys!" Goes full sprint, and he starts climbing up a mountain. Oh my god, damn! He climbed up the mountain. And then he's screaming at the top of his lungs, Drago! It's kind of funny because I remember when John Cena was feuding with Rusev, we was hoping to God they would go this route. We was hoping that we would have Cena.
To be honest, of course, dude. To be fair though, if he did this storyline for that thing, I would have become a John Cena fan.
It would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Imagine Cena going up a mountain screaming, Rusev!
That'd be great.
Because Cena and Rusev basically copied this fucking storyline for Rocky IV and used it for the WrestleMania build. They easily did. But, no, he's going, Drago! Drago! And this whole time, I'm sitting here how the fuck he's gonna get back down? How much? Rocky's all pumped up and all that shit, and now he's looking down fuck. Now I gotta go back down. I'm sorry, I wouldn't climb that far up a mountain. I'm Rocky was clearly pumped.
Oh yeah, true. Well. Help me down?
Yeah, somebody help me down? Yeah.
That's like a helicopter, bitch.
Like, imagine Rocky screaming, Drago, and he looks down. And he goes, "What the fuck did I just do? Why did I come up here?" Oh, I'm fucked. So then we get to the fight. You know, the crowd is pro Drago, which, you know, makes sense. And saying that Drago's been nicknamed Death from Above and everything. And everybody's coming to see in this fight. The General Secretary of the Soviet Union, you know, they're all coming to show their support for Drago. And then you see Drago praying, Rocky praying and everything, doing what he normally does. He's about to go in the fight, and Paulo stops him and goes, you know, hey, yo, Rock, I know you're kind of busy, but I want to tell you some things I never told you. I know sometimes I act stupid and I say stupid things, but you kept me around. When other people would have said, drop that bum, you give me respect. It's hard for me to say these kind of things because I ain't that way, but if I could unzip myself and step out and be someone else, I want to be you. You're all heart, Rock. And then he goes to hug Rocky. I really like that. I really like that because you know Paulo is giving Rocky shit, you know, a lot in these movies, but Rocky always stuck behind Paulie. He always stuck behind him, you know, which again that Rocky's a true friend, and Paulie appreciates that. And I love how, you know, and the look on Adrian's face, you know. Again, just the story from these three, starting the beginning, and how they've matured as these movies on. It's been very fast. Watching these movies again, seeing how these characters have progressed as this movie went along, it's been very fascinating to watch. Very fascinating.
Adrian's out there like, I always believe in you, Rocky. Like, bitch, you just bitch, you just doubted me 3 months ago. You screamed at me, I can't do it.
Yeah. I did call Adrian out. Even when I first watched the film, like, I'm with you no matter what. What the fuck changed your mind? Those lonely nights, I guess that's what it was. Which, that would be bullshit. Like, there's a bunch of black dudes you could call, Adrian. Fuck that. But, so then Paulie goes, now blast this guy's teeth out. Then Rocky goes, I'll try. So he's coming out, and oh man, the crowd is booing Rocky, which is very weird because I'm not used to seeing that. Everybody's booing Rocky, but Rocky's like, you know, not paying attention to them. And then I kind of like, well, Rocky's son's watching the fight with his friends, and she goes, "That's my dad." Yeah, we know. What do you think we are, nerds?
That doesn't even make any sense.
That really didn't make sense at all. But
so nerds can't watch a fight? No, I don't know. I don't know.
And then we get to probably the most badass Rocky entrance to a fight in the series. Drago comes out. And I always liked the music that they played for Drago. Pretty intimidating. Sound like a bull breathing or something like that. And then he comes out, you kind of see his aura and shit, and the crowd's going crazy. You see his aura, and then he's coming out, and there's like smoke behind him, and I'm like, damn, like I'd be a little intimidated to fight this dude if I was Rocky. And then this whole time, Drago and Rocky, they have not kept their eyes off each other. And then they play the Soviet. They treat Drago like a fucking god in Russia. They play the Soviet national anthem, and then like a picture of Drago It was on top of the arena. And I kind of love how Drago like looks at Rocky like, you're in my world now, bitch. Like I love to look how Drago just like looked at him. And then Rocky and Drago, they meet up in the middle of the ring. Then we get a classic line by Drago's, "I must break you." Slap fists. They go to opposite corners. And the fight is on. So, Arlo, your thoughts on training montages and the opening moments of the fight?
Of course, I fucking love those montages. Those are like the best things ever. I have to watch that twice a week, and I had it on my workout playlist. And, Hearts on Fire, that shit. It gets you hyped the fuck up. Yeah, you have to watch the video. It's like a whole that's basically that scene, and it's really good. I mean, I really like when they were just doing the back, like both of them comparing, like one's like lab made and the other one's just hard working, even though it's Sylvester Stallone on juice, but it's on the point. And yeah, I just fucking love all the training montages. They're great, especially the him with the beard and shit. Well, would you expect that? That was dope. I did not expect that. So yeah, the entrances and stuff. Those are pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it's weird hearing him get booed and shit. He's usually loved and always. And the Ivan Drago basically comes out like a fucking superstar. Fucking anthems playing and fucking dead dope. And then the opening, like when they like touch gloves and shit. I forgot what did you say? Oh yeah, I must break you and shit. Like, hey man, here's a weird part. Like damn, those just those two are like really intense for this. And Dolph Lundgren, that's like the main thing he's known for, this movie, and you can see why.
And don't you love that? Don't you love that Drago? I mean, he's barely spoken in this film, but he only speaks. But he only speaks when they're in the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, Drago's a scary motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
And then I love what Paulie does here. After the "I must break you" thing, he looks at Rocky and he goes, "Remember what I said about wanting to be you? Yeah. Forget it." Then Rocky goes, "Thanks, Paulie." Like, never mind. Fuck that. And then dude goes, "All right, now take it straight to him. Be a rock for me. You understand? Be a rock for me. Be strong. All right, take it to him. No pain. No pain. No pain. All right, Rock, do it." And there's the bell. No pain. Now, Arlo, this fight pissed me off. Now, I'm watching this fight and I'm extremely upset. First of all, let's see what happens. Let me tell you what happens. Drago gets out of the corner. Okay. Rocky is trying to hit Drago. Can't do it. Because, his reach and everything. And Rocky starts hitting with body shots. He starts hitting everything he's got, and Drago keeps smiling at him. And then Drago, of course, punches Rocky and he beats the shit out of him. I'm sitting here thinking, Rocky has completely ignored and forgotten every fucking thing Apollo has taught him. I'm watching Rocky fight Drago. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he's back to being a brawler again. So, Drago is beating the shit out of Rocky with ease. You know what I'm saying? Rocky woke a sleeping giant. Now he's paying the price for it. Even got to a point where Drago punched Rocco, and Rocky literally threw 15 feet away from across the ring. Even I got to a point where I'm kind of like, somebody stop the fight. Stop this fucking fight, please. Then of course Rocky gets up. You know, once again, Drago's beating the fuck out of him. Almost beating him to death. Then the first round ends. And then on top of that, you know, and then on top of that, he just threw Rocky, you know, he just threw Rocky into his own corner like a fucking doll. So I'm like, well, so much for Apollo teaching you all that shit about, you know, sticking and moving, not staying toe to toe. Damn it, Rocky, you know. I want to ask, if I get a chance to ask Sylvester Stallone, I will ask him, why the fuck did you make Rocky forget about what Apollo taught him?
No, I think I know why though, because he couldn't really do that with his his reach and shit.
Okay, makes sense. That makes sense, but going back to your old fighting style, man, that shit got you brain damage the first time. But yeah, well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway. So Rocky is fighting Drago, who seems like invincible. Plus he has to deal with the crowd. You know, and Duke is like, what's happening out there? He's winning. I see 3 of them out there. Hit the one in the middle. Right! Hit the one in the middle.
Paulie. Hit the one in the middle.
That's your advice, Paulie? Really?
That show's so
That's
funny.
The same fucking advice he gave Rocky in his first fight with Clubber Lang. Just fight him.
Yeah, just fight. and then the last one when oh yeah, that one. He's like, yeah, defense. Like what? Defense. Don't let him hit you. Like what? Yeah, that shit was funny as fuck though. Nah, but his timing, delivery on that thing was great though. Hit the one in the middle. Huh?
Right, hit the one in the middle. So, and Drago's talking shit, like, you know, about, you know, the Russian, Rocky's, Drago's translated, the American is weak, you know, weak. Take his heart. If you hurt him, you take his heart. No. Tony said that. Like
Duke said, take his heart.
Duke said, take his heart. Yeah. If you hurt him, you take his heart. No pain. No pain. No pain. So then round 2. Then much the same thing happens. Rocky's getting his ass handed to him with ease. But to Rocky's credit, he's taking Drago's best punches. But Paulie's he's getting killed out there and everything. And you're like, God damn, this somebody is in the fight. Then all of a sudden, Then all of a sudden, Rocky throws a right hook. Then you hear Duke scream, "He's cut! He's cut!" And that was Rocky's opening right there, because apparently Drago has never been cut before in a fight. And then that was Drago. That was Rocky's chance right there. And then of course Rocky's going in for the kill and everything, and then the round ends, and then of course Drago gets one big punch on Rocky's head. Then Rocky picks up Drago, slams him into the ground and everything. So I'm like, fuck yeah! Even though that should be illegal because he grabbed Rocky by the throat, they let Drago get away with some bogus shit. But
yeah, he slammed him too, so I guess it's fair.
True, that is true. Great strength by Rocky to do that, but Sylvester Stallone was on the juice at the time, so. And then of course they get to their round, and then I love Duke as Rocky's trainer. He's like, it's like you got him. You hurt him bad. Now he's worried. Yeah. You cut him. You hurt him. You see, he's not a machine. He's a man.
Yeah, that was fucking great. You can see the emotion coming out with Duke and stuff. That's why. Yeah.
And then even Drago has to give Rocky props. He goes, "He's not human. He's like a piece of iron." And then of course, and then that
shit was crazy though. Clubber Lang knocked his ass out in 2 rounds. This motherfucker can't.
Yeah, true. And then of course, Duke and Sylvester Rocky are head to head. He's like, "You wanted more than he does. No pain. No pain. No pain. Take it to him." And I'm like I see what Arnold's talking about. Like, Duke is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get back to the fight, Rocky and Drago beating the fuck out of each other. Even though point-wise, personally, Drago has this fight in the bag. Drago is winning the majority of the rounds. Yeah. So if Drago really wanted to, he could just chill for the majority of the fight. Then, then oh my gosh, and he's just beating the fuck out of Rocky a lot of the times. Like, there's a moment in time where you can see Drago throwing jabs at Rocky's head, and Rocky just keeps just going forward towards it. And I'm like, Rocky, no. And the motherfucker's on steroids, averaging 1,800 pounds, punching you in the head, and you're just going to keep taking it? Stop it. But then, as the fight goes on, you see Drago, Drago bloodied up, Rocky's face all mangled. And I like how there was a point where, they're at the point where they keep staring at each other, and then you hear Rocky going, "Come on!" And you hear Drago go, "Yeah!" They beat the fuck out of each other some more. And I absolutely love the part how, I absolutely love how Drago and Rocky are in their corners, and they just ignore what their trainer's saying, and they both they just look. Did you see that, Arlo? Where they just kind of just looked at each other?
Who?
When Rocky and Drago are in their corners, and then they just kind of move to the side to look at each other and stuff.
Yeah.
You saw, yeah. I love, and also the music that plays during this fight. Another amazing score by Vince DiCola. Yeah. I love the music that's playing during this fight. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And then in the process,
yeah, I'm just gonna say, the music made the movie better than what it was.
And also, this is the first Rocky film. Yes, and this is the first Rocky film where Gonna Fly Now is not played in a Rocky film, which was interesting. But to be honest, like
okay
Earl
with
said,
it.
it made the movie better.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been cool to have it, but it's not really.
Appropriate in this type of movie.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm just saying the music they played instead of it was still really great. So
Oh,
there was no drop off.
agreed.
Uh,
So,
Interesting.
and then in the process, the Rocky crowd is starting to respect Rocky because the
Yeah.
motherfucker, is getting the shit kicked out of him by Drago, and he still keeps coming. Rocky's back to Rocky 1, 2 Rocky in this. And so we're at the final round, 15th round. In my book, Drago has this fucking fight won. But that's not always the case in a Rocky film. I mean, and there was even a point where Drago hit like a good left hook to Rocky, and Rocky just collapsed. Like Rocky just like he just collapsed. Like the mouthpiece fell, he collapsed. So I'm sitting there like, oh man, Rocky's gonna have some serious fucking damage in this fight. Oh my gosh. So then we get to the final round, and yeah, you love Duke, where he's like no stopping now. You start and you don't stop. All your strength, all your power, all your love, everything you've got. You trained, you train. Wait, hang on. No, I'm sorry. I almost got into it. And then Drago's, handler, he's going up to Drago's training like, you train this fool? He's a disgrace. Listen to them. Now, he speaks in Russian, but this is what the subtitle says, where he says, listen to them. Our people cheer for him. You idiot. When? And he kind of like shoves Drago's face. And then even Drago, like, he literally takes his handler and lifts him with one arm and throws him. And he goes, I fight to win for me, and everything. So, and then Drago goes and to win you gotta knock him out, punch and punch. Well, even Duke said that you gotta knock him out to win this. Punch and punch so you can't punch no more. But this is your whole life here. Knock him out, Rocco.
You know how you remember when he said now?
Yeah, like do it now, right?
When he said now, that's just like iconic. When he says like now, and like screaming at it with all that emotion and shit. That's just great.
Imagine, oh my gosh, like Duke was hype. He was definitely hype in this fight.
He was sweating bullets.
He was.
Yeah.
But Duke was even. Oh man, Duke was awesome. So they come out. Drago snaps out a stiff jab. Rocky's taking more punishment. Rocky's exhausted, and then you hear Duke go, "Come on, Rock! What are you waiting for?" And like fight him. But Rocky's hitting Drago with the body shots. And then Drago throws a right hand that stuns Rocky. You hear Duke go, "Don't go down! Don't go down!" and everything. And I love how the announcer goes, "Forget about strategy. This turned to a street fight. Which is right up Rocky's alley. Who wants it more? Who wants it more?" and everything. And I'm sitting on the edge of my seat like, holy shit, who's going to win this? Even though I know who's going to win this, I'm still like, oh, fuck, who's going to win this fight? The one thing about Rocky, he's a shitty fighter, but goddamn, if he was a real fighter, I would tune in. I would pay money to see his fight all day, every day, because Rocky gives you your fucking money's worth. And
that fighter would have had brain damage by his third fight, but it's not the point.
that is true. He would, but goddamn it, it's all about entertainment at this point.
True.
And I love how even Drago, because when Drago says he's like a piece of iron, there was a point in time where Drago knocked, because on the punch where he punched him and Rocky just collapsed and Rocky got back up, even Drago looked at him like, God damn, you know,
this motherfucker.
Right? Like even Drago is shocked at this. Like nobody's really taken the fight to Drago like this before. So then we get to the fight, you know. God damn it, it's back and forth, but then Rocky gets the upper hand, hitting him. And Duke is going, what is he doing? He's winning, you know. And then you hear, and then Adrian goes, you're gonna do it, and everything. I'm like, fuck you, Adrian, but okay. And like you doubted him, but now you care. But and then Rocky hits him with 3 straight right hooks, and Drago goes down. And Drago's out for the 10 count. And I don't know how the fuck Rocky did it, but he did it. And Rocky defeats Drago by knockout. Holy shit. This fight was intense.
James.
Yes.
Did the fight end in pain?
It ended in pain.
Shout out to Seth in the comments for saying that.
Yes. But holy shit, this fight was incredible.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So, Arl, your thoughts on the fight with Drago?
Oh my god, that shit was incredible. That shit is so fucking good. If there was any boxing, like even regular boxing fights compared to this, is not that hard. Even close to this. It's fucking crazy. It's easily my favorite fight in the Rocky series. It's just fucking incredible. I watched this shit like the first time. I'm like, damn, this shit is so fucking good. I don't know if I'm correct, but I think this is the longest fight for Rocky. Like they actually show. I'm not sure exactly, but I think it is. But damn, this shit was incredible. Like I fucking love this movie. It's fucking great. Like you said, I was on the edge of my seat watching this. Like, punch him! What else would he fucking do? But that shit was great. I loved it.
And oh my gosh, and bro, I was kind of feeling like, wait, how the fuck? Wait a minute. So if Rocky could survive that beatdown, how the fuck did he kill Apollo? Rocky went through more punishment than Apollo, but hey, Sylvester Stallone wrote and directed the film. I don't fucking know, but so that happens. And then you got Rocky, you know, classic Rocky picture. You know, with him, you know, holding the flag and whatsoever. Iconic Rocky picture, which is my favorite representation picture of Rocky, him with the flag. Because he represents the American dream. You know, and then we kind of get, to me, a bullshit speech from Rocky at the end. Where he's talking about how, where he says, I came here tonight. I didn't know what to expect. I seen a lot of people hating me, and I didn't know what to feel about that, so I guess I didn't like you much either. uh, During this fight, I seen a lot of changing. The way you felt about me and the way I felt about you. I'm here, and there were two guys killing each other, but I guess that's the matter. Wait, hang on. And I guess that's better than 20 million. 20 million. What I'm trying to say is that if I can change and you can change, everybody can change. And I'm like, that was an absolute corny speech, but whatever. It was whatever. All your thoughts on the speech.
Yeah, it was kind of corny, but that shit's iconic though. So I'm not gonna say shit about it. It was great. Fucking. You see Duke's face during that though? Well, I guess not. He was still as intense as ever during that. But man, that shit was great. And then they played Hearts on Fire right after that too. That shit was pretty damn great. Great movie. I'll just give my thoughts on it because I guess James isn't right now here right now. So yeah, I fucking love this movie. My favorite movie of the Rocky series. Is it the best movie? No. Is it like the most? Did it get nominated for an Oscar or whatever, like a Golden Globe or something like that? No, it's not. But is it an amazing movie that I was captivated by? Yes, 100% yes. It was a fucking amazing 10 out of 10 stars. Fucking, it was fucking great. The fight, the scores, the music, the emotion, the epic monologues, the montages, everything capitulated into one. Duke, even Apollo dying. This shit was amazing. I fucking loved it.
Which I very much disagree with.
What?
Didn't you say even Sylvester Stallone himself?
Yes. He said he regrets it. Yeah.
Which he should, because that's higher than my realm. But my thoughts on this film,
Yeah, I think a little time change.
My thoughts on this film. Why did I watch it? Why did I watch it?
It's alright, James. Yeah, James, I think. James. I think.
I'll be right back.
Alright, that's fine. Yeah, James has some stuff going on. But yeah, I forgot where it was. But I did. It's true though that you didn't like now regrets it. But I don't know at the time. Yeah, obviously at the time he wrote that shit, so of course he wanted to do it. But yeah, it was a great fucking movie. I don't know, yeah, like, but I don't know how he took all those fucking punches. He took like at least fucking 30. I don't know how many. That seemed like he was getting tagged every couple seconds. I'm like, damn, man, like how the fuck is he still staying up with this shit? It was fucking crazy. And the Apollo death, that really got to me hard. And it's a great movie. Um, and then yeah, next movie might get a rant. That's the thing. I fucking love all these four movies, and then we get to the fifth one, which that shit is such garbage. We'll talk about that in the next week probably with the movie review. But yeah, that was that's gonna be interesting. And if you like rants and if you like yelling and a constant belittling and reckless abandonment with in terms of hating something, yeah, make sure to watch that because I might go off. And I'd never yell. I yelled one time during these movie reviews. It was a Friday the 13th movie. I think it was the eighth one, if I'm not mistaken. But I only did that once, and that might get me on it. But I think I don't know about James though. He's more calm because of Rocky Balboa, the 2006 one. But yeah, make sure to watch that because there's gonna be fireworks for me. I don't know from James, but definitely for me.
Fireworks about what?
For the next movie.
Yeah, Rocky 5 is. Yeah, Rocky 5 is definitely a fail.
Where's that?
I think the worst in the series.
Rocky 5 is definitely a fail. So my overall thoughts on Rocky 4. What is there to say? Classic all-time movie. Says here made over $300 million domestically.
Yeah.
So definitely made them a lot of money.
Yeah, I think that it is the most successful Rocky franchise of all time in terms of money.
Of course. Sylvester Stallone, great as Rocky. Talia Shire, Adrian, she didn't have much of a role in this Rocky. She didn't do a lot, but she was still very effective, especially with the "You Can't Win" and everything. Duke, incredible in his role. I'd say my second favorite after Mickey when it comes to training Rocky. Dolph Lundgren didn't have to speak, didn't need to. Very intimidating in his role. Burt Young, great as Paulie. The fight between Rocky and Drago. Even though to me personally, I hate how Rocky reverted back to his old ways, which cost him greatly in the next film, which I'm just gonna say I don't like. But I gave Rocky 3 10 out of 10. I'll give Rocky 4 a 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10 for me. And so here you have it. There's Rocky 4. And the next movie that we're going to review will be Rocky 5. Okay. Rocky 5, which even Sylvester Stallone himself admits he regrets making. But you'll definitely see why next week. And like Earl said, expect some fireworks for sure. So there you have it. There's Rocky 4. Arlo, go ahead and plug in your stuff.
Oh yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Things Everywhere and on the website. I do overtime videos and shit. And yeah, we just shoot the shit on that. So make sure to sign up for the website just to see me if anything. Yeah, there's a lot of good shit on that. And then If you don't like anything, you don't like the overtime video. But yeah, list worse than we're talking about. So.
Why you gotta do that, bro? But
What I
and
say.
oh gosh, but yeah, and at this point, you guys should know where to find me. At this point, I mean, come on. So Rocky 5 next week, then Rocky Balboa, and then we'll just go ahead and do the Creed movie as well, even though it's not technically a Rocky film, but it's Rocky involved. I don't know. But there you have it. Hope everybody's enjoyed this review. See you guys next week. And Rocky 4, USA versus Russia. Wasn't the biggest fan of the agenda they tried to push, but still a very, very good film. So we are out. Peace.